Good day. I'm here to show you on how I make the 3D structure of naphthalene. Naphthalene with a molecular formula of C10H8 with the synonyms of 91-23-3 or naphthalene or naphthene and camphor. Its molecular weight is 128.7. So, to start with, here are the materials that we are going to use in making the structure of naphthalene. First is the styrobols, which will serve as carbon, and naphthalene has 10 carbons. So we're going to use 10 styrobols. Next is the barbecue stick, which will serve as the bonds to connect those carbons or the styrobols. Then we have a paintbrush and paint, which we are going to use in labeling our carbon. Then we have glue sticks and glue gun to fortify our structure. The next step is I'm going to prepare all the materials. My next step is that I create a blueprint in my mind and started layouting my structure. I then cut my barbecue sticks to my desired length so that it will not be hassle or too big inside my room. Then, I started building my structure. While building my structure, here are a short description of the naphthalene. Naphthalene is a white, volatile, solid polycyclic hydrocarbon with a strong mothball odor. Naphthalene is obtained from either coal tar or petroleum distillation and is primarily used to manufacture phthalic anhydride, but it's also used in moth repellents. Exposure to naphthalene is associated with hemolytic anemia, damage to the liver and neurological system, cataracts, and retinal hemorrhage. Naphthalene is reasonably anticipated to be a human carcinogen and may be associated with an increased risk of developing laryngeal and colorectal cancer. As I finish the layout and the final structure of the naphthalene, I add double bonds and use glue to fortify it. After fortifying my structure, I then proceed in labeling the naphthalene, starting with the carbon. I will color it with color red and its bond with color yellow. To start with, I prepare myself and the workplace for me to not get messy in painting the structure. Naphthalene is an aromatic hydrocarbon comprising two fused benzene rings. It occurs in the essential oils of numerous plant species, like a magnolia. It is a role as a volatile oil component, a plant metabolite, an environmental contaminant, a carcinogenic agent, a mouse metabolite, and an apoptosis inhibitor. It is an orthofuse bicyclic arene and a member of naphthalenes. Naphthalene appears as a white crystalline volatile solid with a strong coal tar odor. The solid is denser than water and insoluble in water. Burns but may be difficult to ignite. In the molten form, it is very hot. Exposure to skin must be avoided. Also, the vapors given off by the material may be toxic. It is also used as a moth repellent, fumigant, lubricants, and to make other chemicals and for many other uses. Naphthalene, a cytotoxic moiety, is an extensively explored aromatic conjugated system with applications in various pathophysiological conditions like anti-cancer, antimicrobial, anti-inflammatory, antiviral, anti-tubercular, anti-hypertensive, anti-diabetic, anti-neurodegenerative, antipsychotic, anticonvulsant, and antidepressant. Naphthalene epoxides and naphthoquinones are most reactive metabolites of naphthalene and are responsible for the covalent interaction with the cysteine amino acid of cellular proteins for cytotoxic nature. Many naphthalene-derived bioactive phytoconstituents are present in nature, including podophytotoxins, bis, ANS82, rifampicin, justiprocumin A, B, patenflurin A. The naphthalene-based molecules, viz. Napheron, tolnaftate, naftifin, nafcillin, terbinafine, propanolol, nabometon, nafimidon, naproxen, duloxetine, lasofoxifene, bedaquiline, etc. have also been approved by FDA and are being marketed as therapeutics. Thus, the naphthalene scaffold emerges as an important building block in drug discovery owing to its broad spectrum of biological activities through varying structural modifications. This review incorporates the pharmacological aspects of different types of chemically modified naphthalene-based molecules, along with their activity profile. This compiled information may serve as a benchmark for alteration of existing ligands to design novel potent molecules with lesser side effects. How can naphthalene affect my health? Scientists use many tests to protect the public from harmful effects of toxic chemicals and to find ways for treating persons who have been harmed. One way to learn whether a chemical will harm people is to determine how the body absorbs, uses, and releases the chemical. For some chemicals, animal testing may be necessary. Animal testing may also help identify health effects such as cancer or birth defects. Without laboratory animals, scientists would lose a basic method for getting information needed to make wise decisions that protect public health. Scientists have the responsibility to treat research animals with care and compassion. Scientists must comply with strict animal care guidelines because the laws today protect the welfare of research animals. Exposure to a large amount of naphthalene may damage or destroy some of your red blood cells. This would cause you to have too few red blood cells until your body replaces the destroyed cells. This problem is called hemolytic anemia. People, particularly children, have developed this problem after eating naphthalene containing mothballs or deodorant blocks. Anemia has also occurred in infants wearing diapers that have been stored in mothballs. If your ancestors were from Africa or Mediterranean countries, naphthalene may be more dangerous to you than to people of other origins. The populations have a higher incidence of problems with an enzyme that usually protects red blood cells from damage created by oxygen in air. Some of the symptoms that occur with hemolytic anemia are fatigue, lack of appetite, restlessness, and pale appearance to your skin. Exposure to large amount of naphthalene, such as by eating mothballs, may cause nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, blood in the urine, and a yellow color to the skin. If you have the symptoms, you could see a doctor quickly. Anemia is a common condition in pregnancy that can be due to causes other than naphthalene exposure. However, if you are a pregnant woman and are anemic due to naphthalene exposure, then it is possibly that your unborn child may be anemic as well. Naphthalene can move from blood to your baby's blood. Once your baby is born, naphthalene may also be carried from your body to your body's baby through your milk. It is not completely clear if naphthalene causes reproductive effects in animals. Most evidence says that it does not. Laboratory rabbits, guinea pigs, mice, and rats sometimes develop cataracts in their eyes after swallowing naphthalene at high dose levels. It is certain whether cataracts also develop in humans exposed to naphthalene, but the possibility of it might exist. When mice or rabbits breathe in naphthalene vapors throughout their lives, cells in the lining of their noses or lungs were damaged. Some exposed female mice also develop lung tumors. Some exposed male and female rats develop nose tumors. When mice or rats were fed naphthalene in their food for 13 weeks, no tumors or other tissue changes were found. The only effect found was decreased body weight in rats that were fed naphthalene. Naphthalene poisoning or mothball poisoning. It is a form of poisoning that occurs when naphthalene is ingested. Severe poisoning can result in hemolytic anemia. Naphthalene was introduced in 1841 by Rosbach as an antiseptic counteract typhoid fever. Although naphthalene was widely used industrially, only 9 cases of poisoning have been reported since 1947 as of 1956, suggesting underdiagnosis of the condition. As a result, the condition has limited coverage with medical journals. The treatment of naphthalene toxicity usually follows the same treatments involved for hemolytic anemia, which involves a series of blood transfusions in order to restore healthy levels of hemoglobin. This may include intravenous methylene blue and ascorbic acid. The methylene blue allows the methemoglobin to be converted to hemoglobin. Supportive treatment is usually provided, depending on the severity of the toxicity that resulted in the anemia. Ascorbic acid is used to treat methemoglobinemia, a symptom of naphthalene poisoning, and is used when methylene blue is not available or in conjunction with methylene blue in order to restore the hemoglobin count. After painting my structure, I then spend my time drying it. While drying the structure, or while drying the paint in my structure, I then spend the rest of my time chatting with friends and doing my activities and other major subjects. So we'll just wait for the result. Ta-da! So here is the result of my naphthalene structure, or my 3D structure of naphthalene.